Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, What If Games 1, and today we're gonna do What If Deku was a Xenomorph King. So, just a couple disclaimers. This video was inspired by Shadow Master King 3600. I do not and this is based off his original one, and also this based off a person. I think he talks in another person. Just a quick little thing I should also tell you. All of this, I do not own any of the art in this video. I do not own any of this art. I just am using it since it helps. It's a bit more better to explain things with. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I forgot. Anyway, I do not know a ship for this, so if you want the ship, you can just tell me. Also tell me where you want the story to go. Since after this video, this video, and what ship, if you want the ship or don't want the ship, whatever you want. Do you want him to meet a queen or something? I don't know. This will be a mainly viewer guided series. I will just make up the bits and bobs that you guys want to explain. Also, now let's get into his backstory. So, the way this is gonna work is that Deku will be the first ever. Will not be a drone. He'll be the first ever naturally already born. Let's say in this one, male xenomorphs don't exist, and frankly, even in the shows, you can barely spot them. There are, I think, the drones and those I think the drones are the ones. Yeah, kind of like what do you call it now? Kind of like bees. Yeah, kind of like bees. They are drones, but you see, literally you never will see them ever. They just say they will never ever drones for the sake of this plot. Anyway, I'll let you pause and read all of this. This is all of the Xenomorph evolutions. But mainly I want you to focus on the the original one. It's the one that slopes to the right downwards. Okay. Anyway. Okay, I learned a couple things here. Anyway, something you should know about what's gonna happen here. He's not gonna be created by humans or anything. He's actually gonna be created from the predators. He was made from a cloning device when they were mass producing xenomorphs to fight and do their little weird game stuff. I'll get into that later. So, I'll also make there's also a subspecies of xenomorphs there's also I don't think it actually mentions it here, but the way it works when the classic xenomorphs can turn into a queen, I'll tell you how that works in a moment. Actually, let me tell you. So basically, if you've forgotten, if you've never watched how Aliens vs Predators ever, or you don't know what the heck they are. You see, it starts with the queen from the facehugger, then it goes down to a human, latches on the face, dies. I think it bleeds or something. Chest burster dead human eventually turns into like a xenomorph. Then eventually I think it turns into like a bigger, buffer xenomorph. And then it will turn into like these weird champions. And now at like a certain time they like fight to become queen. Then there's like 3 stages of being a queen. The one is like the one where they're movable. Then there's the one where they have that big then they start growing. Then the second stage is where they start growing that weird exact thing. Anyway, what else should I talk about? Give me a second. Okay. So now let's get into how he was made. After corruption in the cloning machine, it accidentally made another king, starting off as an egg. Let's say they had a couple human test subjects. Since they ain't gonna use their own kind, because pet aliens, or actually wait, I think he should be a pet alien. That was just a sneak peek. Yeah. So instead of it actually killed the human and then laid its egg inside the pet alien. Anyway, it killed the human and latched onto the pet alien, making predator chest burst. I think you can actually see it somewhere. Yeah, face plus. Yeah, if you can't see this little line here. Oh, I can zoom. Nice. Anyway, so after that happens, they contain it. Since the last time that a pet alien was born, it was like killed a lot of them and the humans and whatever. It basically took down the entire ship. It was kind of like a miniature queen, since they could control the other xenomorphs, but they couldn't lay eggs or anything. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. As now Deku jumps out of the chest. He looks a bit more. He's different from other pet alien chest bursters. I'm still unsure how they look though. Anyway, I will show you a picture like in the next one. Anyway, so what's gonna happen next is that I think since he normally a royal say it was a royal face hugger that latched onto a they were cloning eggs since let's say the queen that was more than a grand queen, which each egg had four facehuggers. So they then decided to what do you call it now? Give me a second. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, I think yeah, they have like after becoming chest bursters, they have like actual legs at the beginning and are much more powerful. Now Deku has like those arms, but he also has a couple like small wings, and he's growing quite fast. They decide to feed him, since eventually there's gonna be what is known as they think he might be the one that they're gonna use, since every xenomorph kinda has an attribute where they could in. Now they just test him and look at how he does in certain situations, and he seems to be he seems to be a balanced one, which almost beats he almost beats all of the best xenomorphs. You see, kinda like I'm just gonna take some more inspiration from Xenomorph King. By the way, I did not ask him for this. Since I also link his video in the description below. Since this was really inspired by him, and I did not ask him for permission for any of this. Most of it's just gonna go the way I want. They kind of like say maybe it's kind of the girls just really hate the boys since the females hate the males since like there's only been a couple natural males, but you see like the kiss persons don't really ever give a care, but secretly the males are instantly killed at first sight of females because they each give off a certain scent that you can't usually detect unless you're a xenomorph or like you're someone, or unless you have like some weird unless you are really good at smelling. So yeah, what else should I talk about? Give me a second. So yeah, anyway, so as soon as Deku is there, he immediately understands his situation because he was actually outside of containment, and he scuttles kind of like into his cell like that. I don't know if you heard that, but that kind of scared me, even though I knew I was doing it. Anyway, what else was I talking about? Sorry, mindset isn't that good. He also was, let me think. He also could understand. He also spoke perfect predator and human language. He just didn't know that yet. For the sake, he is quite rough, but he can roughly talk it and roughly understand it. Now they're discussing, as in he makes a similar, like a roughly similar speech that they make to communicate, saying, hey, what? Then you say, hey, what? As he says, hey, what am I? What type of monstrosity am I? Since he knows that he's a pet alien xenomorph, but he knows that he's male or king pet alien, which is so he's shouting as loud as he can. Hey, what am I? I'm terrified of myself, and what type of monster am I? As you can see, he's very freaked out since he knows he's a freak of nature. Since there are actually no male xenomorphs. The reason why there are no males is because the queen, ever since the first king was there, he was so out of control. He drove the species to evolving, so males were so rare that they didn't even exist, and they would instantly kill them. Since a male had the potential of becoming a king, and which was actually so powerful, it would take about it would take all of the predators to kill a single king, which take about 50 years to grow to their full potential. Actually, just half their potential. Not even almost 1% of their potential, which would take all the predators predators on all the 9 ships to kill the xenomorph. That's also why even, and plus he's a pet alien, which are very, very strong. Oh, I should also explain why he's so powerful. Because you see, he goes very, very, very big. if you know what's a carrier, if you watch the Xenomorph thing, if you know about the carrier, they basically carry like unhatched eggs and face huggers on them. Now imagine that, but like 50 times bigger at only like 30 at only like 50. That's why kings are so scary, because they guarantee that the next king will survive. Since they will live, they actually live until their prince turns into a king. Then they will die. That's why they are instantly killed, or else they become the hive mind of every xenomorph. That's why they're also so powerful. But they need to be 50 just to lose 1% of their power. Anyway, what else should I talk about? Oh yeah, let's get more into the backstory now. So now it's been a couple weeks. He's starting to look more of a normal xenomorph, and he's actually starting to walk on his 2 feet. But and slowly becoming more pit alien-like. I noticed instead of this downward thing, it actually is upper, like a crown. And they see he only has 3 of these. It's actually slowly splitting and growing parts in between to have 3. This is what marks them as males or kings. Only male xenomorphs have these, and this indicates that they are what is known as princes, since there is only one male every 300 million queen, every 1 trillion queens. And I believe queens lay thousands upon thousands of eggs. So let's say queens lay over 1 billion eggs in their life. Times that by a trillion, you get a capital A, I think. Don't ask me about the math. I'm just doing a roughly translated and overestimated answer. But technically, that's a lot of eggs to search to. Even if it had 4, even if each even if all those eggs were royal ones, it would so turn it down it would be instead of being instead of being 5 billion capital A, it would be 100 lowercase a. So still, it's a massive number, which really makes these things rare. Actually, I think it's lowercase b and uppercase b. You guys someone can check the math for me. So 1 trillion to 100 billion. If you can give me the correct answer in the comments, I'll pin your comment and give you a shout out. Anyway, what else should I what else? Oh yeah, so let's get back to Deku. It's a time streak of 2 weeks. Deku is about the size of is 10 feet now, much bigger than the normal human, or 3 meters. For metric for European or for Americans it's 10 feet, and I guess everywhere else in the country, for every country that doesn't use feet, it's 3 meters. But his max size is so big. He is so big that since he will live like thousands of years, hundreds upon the billions of years, so getting stronger and warding off other queens from attacking him until another prince is born. That's also the last king was ganged up upon while he was still he still used the strength of a queen. Oh, and remember, it took 16 queens to kill him, which is a lot of power. I actually do believe that's the correct number from the experiment. Anyway, he's become so. While he was still as chest bursters, they checked what type of blood he bled. It was a harmful acid that if it went into contact with flames, it would turn into plasma instantly from the heat. It would explode so violently it could melt through the toughest metals and heat-resistant metals. Almost nothing could stop this explosion of plasma. That's also why he was kept under top security, made sure he was always and constantly happy. They saw to all of his needs and trained him. Yes, because let's say this was the strongest ship. Let's say in these weird games they hold. One of those games is throwing the best clone xenomorphs into the ring for fun. It's also to make sure that the xenomorphs that they are actually powerful for invading forces, since classic xenomorphs do eventually turn into queens. So they need a strong queen, right? And whoever was the strongest would keep the heads of all the other queens. Let's say all of them couldn't forgot where Earth was, since they ran out of humans. They had to use some of the pet aliens. So all of them are pet aliens. Just for this tournament, there's no they couldn't find the humans since they had ventured out so far. So there are no test subjects. Kind of gruesome to take it out on your own kind, but hey, they do need the heads of them, because their heads are acid proof. They actually use their heads by after cutting off the skin. They will lay it down on their testing floors, since it is acid proof. If you watch the movie, the top part of the skull is acid proof. If you forgot that. Anyway, I'm gonna record like 5 more videos after this. I'll stop it at like 40. Anyway, they start training Deku and gave him a name. As you can see, that was a massive amount of time. Cut. Anyway, let me think what I was talking about. So, where was I? Oh yeah, it's the games. Deku has been trained for, let's say, he's about 10 now. He has been exposed to a couple of Anyway, just do something for a second. These now Deku's 10. They're heading to the games. You see, Deku has mastered alien language. He can tell what anyone is saying. You see, being a pet alien gave him an advantage when communicating towards aliens. Since into predators, since predators or since since they share the same DNA, he also got a couple of the memories of that one. Let's say that one was an elite soldier who was also quite extremely smart. Since it was considered a royal egg, so they had they had their best man ready for the job. You see, they are cut. He has been seen killing a couple of the predators, but they do know that. But they only know if they either anger him by talking bad something bad about him. Sorry, I'm not that type of channel. By talking bad things about them, about him, and then secretly killing them. But they would have found the body, but they all know who it was and why. Sometimes he can actually sometimes they think that the others are lying and just so stupid. So then they sometimes will talk about their plans in front of him. And then he will obviously kill them because they're evil aliens. You see, there's about 3 types of aliens. Ones that hate Xenomorphs, the ones that only kill them to rank up. Then there's the evil ones that will hunt them, that will hunt the Xenomorphs. Not only just for their for the armor, which the ones that do it for rank do. They get paid wealthy for it. Okay, guys, I know. Sorry about that. I just said I see like that, like a wolf, like the sad wolf on my wall, even though I don't have it, like a stain. 1 second. Okay, sorry for these big cuts. Anyway, this is what deku semi looks like. As you see, this is actually what tail I'm imagining. You see that spike there? Yeah. He has this things. Then that spike, it's still growing. Eventually, he's gonna be able to change it to outways. But that's gonna be later. The bones actually will snap outside, so it's like a mace. Pretty cool, right? Anyway, let's start now. This is at the beginning of his wings. This is what he looks like. Oh, this is what I was talking about with that head part. This is almost exactly what I was imagining. Maybe just a tad bit different with it. Or that could be like, maybe just was a bit of a difference. I'll find some better imagery later. Right. I start the next Xenomorph games are gonna begin. They get a lot of cash. 5 ranking ups for each. Their ship gets a higher rank. Oh, there's about like 500 ships. There's like 3,000 ships. So you see, now you see, let's say the ship that Deku's on is one of the strongest. So everyone on the ship, their ship gets a ranking up, and let's say they're the 3rd strongest. They rank up, their ship goes up like a rank, and also they get paid wealthy amounts. Yes, and they are given the winners best Xenomorphs for invasion, or if they don't like how good the Xenomorphs are, they are instantly killed by the Xenomorph that defeated them. Anyway, now everyone sees this new type of Xenomorph here. It's so cool, everyone. all the other painters are quite jealous, but so intrigued, since I think maybe this is a variant that they picked up during cloning or some mutation. So they thinking about trying to get their hands on one of these. You see, Deku can't be cloned since the genes are so strict that any attempt of cloning Deku and Deku alone can actually destroy the ship. Since it's actually a biological standpoint, that's how specialized their species are. That even the genes was specifically made so males could never be recreated. Since every male has different genes, or all of the 4 males had different genes. They were actually so different from one another that they even smelled different. You're just like, wait, what? No matter what, their DNA was so different from one another. You could never even say that they're brothers, even if they were born from the same egg. They wouldn't be brothers. Anyway, Deku's starting to get wings. I'll give you a sneak peek of that again. Kind of like this. He also stands like this, but just actually like this. He has that long tail and everything. Since they're the strongest, they put their strongest Xenomorphs against each other, and if that doesn't work, then they do what is known as a gang up, or Battle Royale, where they put all the strongest ones, and the last one standing has to fight each of the losers' strongest Xenomorphs, including that one, until wait me a second. Sorry for the cut. Anyway, sorry for the cut. Deku is the first one to go. Now Deku's fighting, let's say ship 400, ship 50, which is in second place. I don't know. Let's call it ship 50. And female Xenomorphs are what are known as wait, give me a second. Maples. I can't think of any name scary. So after he defeats the strongest Xenomorphs, they do the Battle Royale with one team versus one Xenomorph, and he obviously beats them and controls them, because that's how the King Xenomorph effect works. You see, naturally he can't actually control them, since technically he isn't a queen. But if he beats them in almost anything, he will immediately control them, especially if he beats a group. That's why they listen to him. Now they're climbing up the ranks. They get number 1. So now they are the strongest ship there. Defined. They are ship 100. Becoming ship 1. Now they what else do I add? Now some of the richer ones. They are the ones that have scouting parties and the raid sport and the sport raids. The sport raids are basically these huge kind of games where they hunt Xenomorphs and collect some more of their hide. They also the one with the most Xenomorphs killed is also the strongest. Anyway, so I guys have to pause. Okay, I'm back. So after defeating him, Deku takes them, and then let's say it's a cup. Now Deku is say after a year they all become queens, and one of them decides to fight Deku to assert her dominance, forgetting that he's a male, and now he's 11, much stronger than he was before. As he attacks her, as she attacks him, he just whips her with his tail. Not that sharp part, more of the spot. Remember, he's like 5 queens right now. Anyway, his wings are starting to grow. The second bone part of these with the webbing is there now. Now when he gets his third bone part for his wings, it will show that that his wings are complete with the webbing. Anyway, he also can swim very, very, very good. Anyway, he also now gains the ability to. He also had the ability to gain regen so fast, in fact, that one time when they were testing him, they accidentally chopped a part of his head off, and they were trying to precisely knock off an arm since they don't. So they were just testing for weak spots, and then while hitting the arm, they accidentally cut the head off. Instead of the body grew a new head, but the other head withered. Like it was starting to grow a new body, making a second one. But then they saw all of he killed it. He killed it just before it started to grow. This is because if there is more than one king, all of the Xenomorphs will collect onto one singular planet and fight until there is a true king. Trust me. This is what proves that there is a rightful king. It proves that there is a rightful king. And he isn't just some random guy. He isn't just some weak king. Also making it much better for them. Anyway, also now Deku's claws are much sharper. His arm is a lot thicker, and he knocks out the screen in one shot. The only reason why he hasn't killed her yet is because he's waiting. Because you see there's a Xenomorph queen, but then there's an off-breed. You might be thinking, what do you mean by off-breed? Well, it's a stronger queen. Oh, so that's what it is. Might be wondering, what type of strong queen is it? Well, this type of queen is what is known as a true queen. It is every 1 in 100 queens. There is every one in 3,000 queens. That's right. Every 1 in 3,000 queens is what is known as a royal queen. Which are quite powerful and quite rare, making them extremely valuable since they have power over other queens, and they also lay a special, very, very special egg. If they were to ever mate with, say, a king, they'd make what is known as a prince, which is so powerful and rare that there's only been one in all of time. Oh, and also this thing is a bigger version bigger, meaner version of Deku. Okay. Anyway, I'll just continue this like for the next 10 minutes. Now let's say Deku is about 13 now. He is extremely intelligent, and they say, and he's beaten at least 3 games. He's beaten 3 games and won first place each time. You can see he actually has 1 score from a vicious queen. Yes, they actually sent in a pack of queens, a large pack of queens in fact. Say about 60 queens. Which is massive. He has 1 score right if you look very closely on his chest on the left side. On the left side there's a bit of a score on the 3rd plate down, if you're looking from top down. That is the only score he has ever had in his entire life. Yes, his entire life. No, he does feel pain, but unless it's so severe, like his head being chopped off, he understands. Ignore the background. He also has the ability to do something quite special. He has the ability to do something no other queen or king has ever done before. Which they have in a couple, like 2-3 kings. Not even 3, only 2 kings. He has the ability which is known as, he is the only, you see, usually all eggs are unfertilized. That's why, but he can make, if they are fertilized by a king, which has never been done before, he can make what is known as mature facehuggers. Kinda like those weird trilobite icky things from that one Alien vs Predators movie with the engineers. So you'll find those. They are much bigger and they make what is known as motherboards. And then they make motherboards and true warriors. These things only listen to the king, and then there's what is known as the royal as a royal guard. So these usually consist of just the stage just before becoming a queen. These things are so powerful, in fact, that it will take 500,000 queens to beat one. But you see that will only happen when he's reached 30% power, which is when he's about 3,000 years old, I believe. Yeah, I think so at least. When he's 3,000, when he's 5%, which is when he's like 250 years old. Oh, by the way, aliens can live like for say 3 centuries, or at least 300 years tops. The longest one ever lived is actually kind of still living today. He's about 420 right now. 427. Yes. Not 8, because I don't want anyone to have anyone who hates odd numbers. I'm sorry. So yeah, he is the oldest. There was one that like lived 600 years. No, like 500 years, but he died. He died from natural causes the second he turned 500. But actually, he got sniped on his 500th birthday. But must have been nice. Sorry for my wording. Let me think. as now Deku is now like heading to Earth about 3 days trip. In the meanwhile, they teach him English as well as they learn English themselves. They actually learn extremely fast due to Deku's cool ability. Anyway, he also can do something strange. Those weird spore things actually can release what is now. He can actually make small eggs. Obviously these aren't actually eggs. They're more of like decoy eggs that when picked up create a deadly gas. They're kind of like traps, movie traps. He can kind of weird, but this is a natural defense since one of the kings were eaten by were eventually killed by a lot of queens. Because they weren't controlled by him. They broke the spell on the others and it rallied him. It took about 10 years to kill him. Well, he was still getting stronger. I don't know. Anyway, he also started which it took about 30 years to kill him. So he was quite powerful by the time he died. And after they ate him, thinking that they get stronger, they immediately died from all the toxins in him. That's also why they make sure not to eat the body. They just let it burn by bleeding killing actually one of their sisters, cutting a part of them and bleeding it on them until even if they die, they know they will do this. Even queens, they will do this to make sure there's nothing left. Anyway, as they go to Earth, Deku senses Deku is with the queens, comforting them. The reason is that they are quite anxious because since this is the first time they've actually ever been this is one of the they've been on that planet for so long. On the planet for so long they forgot what it feels like to be in space. So he just comforts them because since he is still quite a bit nice. Even how menacing he looks, he's quite a softie. That's why all of the queens are alive. He actually did kill a couple of them to shorten down the numbers and mouths to feed. Since technically his regeneration was so advanced, he could regenerate instantly without using energy. Sorry for the background. Oh my gosh, this is so. Anyway, sorry for the background. Anyway, so now they're on Earth. They meet. They land in the city. Since the aliens are actually way stronger than All Might. I do not even know how. They also advanced. They implanted their bodies with high intake. It was such high intake that they're way stronger than All Might. That's why they aren't scared of him. So if they were villains, they could easily dominate Earth. Also making them the strongest beings in the quite strong beings. Anyway, so they confront All Might, saying that they are looking on staying on this planet for its plentiful resources, and also to train their Xenomorph. Say as Genesis is what? As the goose steps up and growls, being so tall in fact he's half a skyscraper. As he steps out, everyone in the city freaks out. He's the size of a 3-story house. Quite big, yes. Everyone is freaking out as he holds still when they say, as in they say, speed, as in they say, careful. As they what would you call it, as they complete the what would you actually wait, what would you call it, give me a second, as then they say, well, he can go to the UA high school. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off. Please like, comment, subscribe, and also please tell me what you want to. Please tell me what you want for what you want to do and how you want to do it. Since this is gonna be a mainly viewer-based argument, you can also give him a quirk. Since let's say they discovered what quirks are truly are, not just superpowers. They discovered quite fast that quirks are biologically enhanced parts of their mutations of their body, allowing them to become superheroes and supervillains, having quite powerful powers. And apparently having a quirk makes you wanted, even if you have a quirk that makes you blind, or a quirk that is almost useless and is useful for children. You are considered at least decently good. And they also discovered that quirks people are quite bad. Quirks people are always useless. Yeah. Please also tell me what you want for part 2. I'm also gonna do a couple other what ifs. So please stay tuned. And sorry for this long what if. Please comment and summarize your idea, and if I like it, you can comment. If I like your idea, I'll give you a shout out. I'll use that idea wisely. And please tell me if you want to have a quirk and what quirk that you want him to have. You can give him about 3 quirks. Max, just 3 quirks. It's a good number. Also, if you want him to have quirk, please note what you want it to be. I will pick one. You guys can each give 1 quirk. So I want a tops 3 suggestions, and each one with a quirk to go along with your suggestion. I'll mix it up, think a bit, and change it a bit. But I will keep your original idea intact. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and peace out. Bye.